Hey y'all, welcome to Hillbilly Garage. I hope everybody's getting along pretty good this evening. Uh, First off, I want to say thank you and welcome to a bunch of new subscribers here as of recently. And I also want to say thank you to all of y'all that have been with us for a while. We really enjoy it. The family's getting bigger, and we really appreciate it. So I do, for all of you that haven't, I ask that you like and subscribe, share it with your friends, throw comments in, you know, uh, help keep things interesting around here. But what I want to talk about this evening is I've worked on a couple of oiling modifications, some that we discussed before, but some that we haven't covered as much. And first thing is I want to start with the block and have you come in and look at these. And you can see these oil returns, I have lowered them. They did stick up quite a bit higher. Let me get over there on the other side. But I've taken some material out of right here and right here. And what this does is it makes less oil pooling up in the top of the engine, sends it back to the oil pan. As well as these right here. Now these are in pretty good shape. I just kind of dressed that just a little bit just to make it a little slicker. But that's what those are for too, is oil returns. And then of course these are. But that's to get oil back to the pan better. Down here on the bottom side, some of these are going to be hard for you to see. Hopefully you can pick up most of them. But right down in here, let me get a flashlight. Right here, I reach in there with my little ball grinder, and there was a sharp lip right there, and I just tapered it in, rounded it in, make it a little bit smoother, because that's where the oil's coming through the main cap off the pump, and it's headed over here. Now I'll flip this up a little bit. Right here you can see, dress this edge a little bit to get rid of the sharp edges, because this is where the oil is coming in to your oil filter, and your adapter will be mounted here. So oil is going to flow a little bit better there. Now on the main cap, you can see that from the casting there's a lip that goes right across here. Just take a die grinder and just round these little edges right here so that it opens up into this hole a lot better, so that oil will flow instead of getting hung up right there. And then on the other end, right up in here, when they drill these caps, they drill straight this direction and they go to a certain depth, and then from this direction they drill straight this way. Well, there ends up with an angle in there and a lip, and you just reach in there with your die grinder, and right here is where that lip lives, and you just round that off right in there so that it's a nice straight shot all the way through there. Now off of the pickup tube. This one's really hard to see, but come under the light here just a little bit. Right here, when this is drilled out, they drill straight in here, and then from over here to pickup, they drill it straight across, and you end up with a ridge right here where my screwdriver is. See that pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
You just reach in there with your die grinder, your ball, and you just bring that ridge off, make it rounded, smooth out that corner. Now mind you, take your pressure relief shuttle out while you're doing that, because then you want to clean this valley. But you can also see that I have put a spacer between the spring and the roll pin. Spring still, that about 2 washers fit right in there, and it just tightens up the spring on your relief shuttle, makes your pump put out just a little bit more pressure. Now, I've showed this one before, but we drill 3 holes, 1/16 holes. Start in the middle, move 2, go like towards the bottom, move 2, go towards the top. And all that does is it makes it so it presses oil in around this pin right here to better lubricate that. Now, on the other half, when this is made, there is a lip right here. It comes actually up to about here in the casting. So you just take your ball on your die grinder and you dress this down. See that already?
Yeah.
And just make this more of a straighter shot.
Hold still. There, I can see it now.
And then on the other end, probably really doesn't make any difference, but just buff this edge right here to make sure that there's not a sharpness, because that is going to be what goes here. So oil is coming off the impellers, down through there, around the bolt, down here, and on into the motor. So we've slicked up that right there. We have slicked this up to where it's going to pick it up. It's going to be coming out of here smoother. Putting it in here. Impellers are going to pump it through. Make better flow, better pressure. And one other. There is a 1/16 hole in the middle of that plug. And what that is for is you take a 1/4-inch pipe tap and you tap this center main galley hole right here. This is where your main oil feed comes. Now you got to make sure it's really not hard, but you just want to make sure that you don't tap this thing too deep, because there is an oil galley that comes into your cam bearing. Can you see that back in there? See no, right through here.
Oh.
See where the pick is in there?
Yeah.
That's pretty deep. You do have to cut your threads back until you get over that hole, but that's only because the way it's tapered, in order to get this plug to thread flush. See, I'll have to turn it a couple more times, but it'll be flush. But it will not be interfering with that hole. Okay? But that little hole in that plug is going to be a squirter that is going to squirt our timing chain. Because you do have oil that bleeds from here and here, but they're slow flowing. But this will actually be a jet that will shoot oil onto the timing chain, and it makes sure that no air can get trapped in here to make sure that oil is flowing to this cam bearing without air pockets in there. So anyway, we've done pretty much all the deck prep work. All the gasket surfaces are cleaned. It's been pressure washed about 3 times. Make sure that we run brushes and jet water through these galleys to make sure that this is all clean. I don't know if I've showed y'all this before or not, but this is what I use to clean my oil galleys. Bought this at the hardware store. This is actually a brush for cleaning gas lines for natural gas and propane appliances. Chuck it up in your drill. Start it up in there. Do turn it slow. You can see that mine has gotten a little bit wonky here. It's because I put it in my bigger drill and turned it too fast. But you turn it slow, you wet this down with cleaner, purple power, brake clean, whatever, and you spin it, you run it all the way through, and when your drill gets up here, it'll be poking out the back. Run it through your lifter oil passageways, both of those. You can also spray your pressure washer down in your lifter hose as your brush is going through, and that'll help to get each individual one clean. Just do that a few times on both sides and all of them. And then, y'all probably gonna laugh at this one. This is my cleaning brush for my cam journals. Put this on my gun. I actually have to add another one to it to make it.
This is actually a baby bottle cleaner.
It is. It's a baby bottle brush, which was donated by my beautiful camera lady from the kitchen. And you put it on there and you spray it with cleaner, WD-40, whatever. And of course I do it with the block upside down, but so I can see what I'm doing. But you can sit there and spin in your journals. It's a soft brush, so it's not taking any material out, but it keeps it from flash rusting after you're done. And that does a real good job of that. I ran tap through all of the main holes, the head bolt holes. I use little brass brushes on my drill to clean out all the other types of holes, motor mounts, timing cover. So my spider bolt holes up here, I clean everything with brass brushes, nylon brushes, water, purple power, simple green, whatever it takes to get all this stuff clean. And then of course you got to catch this with WD-40 and Scotch-Brite as soon as you're done washing, or else it'll flash rust on you. I believe that's what I wanted to cover tonight. We are, we've cleaned all of our parts with parts cleaner. All the head bolts. That is something I did want to talk about. Head bolts. When you pull them out, and they are reusable, the longer ones, of course, they live in oil, so they're not going to be, corroded or rusty. They may have a little gum on them, but they will have thread sealant on them. Now you want to make sure that you take each individual one, and these are the ones that live in the open air, so you want to make sure you get the rust and everything brushed off. But you want to put them in your bench grinder or your brush wheel. I won't turn it on so that y'all will be able to hear. But the two most important places to get clean on all of them are underneath the head, because that's where it's going to bear the friction of your when you're torquing. So you want to make sure that that's clean. Then you're going to put some oil, or you can use ARP torque grease if you want, but with these bolts, oil is just fine. But then you've got to get the thread sealant out of the threads. So you just keep turning until you get it all out, get it all clean. You can see I didn't do a great job on that one. All right, so now got it cleaned up. There's no corrosion, there's no mess. It'll make for better torque. But it's important, very important, that you get these bolts clean, because you want to make sure that when you're clamping this all down, that you're starting with the same platform. Clean bolts, clean shoulders, lube material, thread sealant. You want everything to be the same so that when you torque it, they're all exerting the same amount of clamping force. One question though that has come to my mind, and we've talked about this before, thread sealant, but on this block, these top holes are not open to water. So I'd like for some of y'all to comment, these are open to water, see? We talked about before, you can't, if you put thread sealant, especially if you use too much, on the bolts that are going to go in here, then if it gets pushed down in the hole, then you're going to be hydro locked, whatever you want to call it. And you might be torquing the solid material in the bottom of this hole and not necessarily torquing the clamping lug. So what are y'all's thoughts on that? I'm not going to tell you my opinion on it just yet. I'd really like for y'all to jump in there with some comments, and then I'll answer you with what my thoughts are on it. You may already know because we've talked about that before. But anyway, that's where we are.
Getting ready for the parade.
We are getting ready for the parade.
Veterans Day.
It is Veterans Day, Monday the 11th. We will have the run stand with Sludge Monster on it. And family's going to be all together, and it's going to be a good time as we celebrate our veterans, as I am one, but I'm more proud of my brothers and sisters. Don't get me wrong, I am seriously proud of the time that I served, but you know, it's more than just me. There's a whole lot of people who give a whole lot more than I did, and I just want to celebrate all of them. Two of my sons have served. They were Air National Guard. They both gotten out though, but they served and they made me proud. My oldest boy was going to serve, and he split his heel open 2 weeks before he shipped out, and then they wouldn't ship him. So anyway.
And then something special coming up here soon.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to let that cat out of the bag just yet.
No, but be on the lookout for something fun.
It won't be too much longer. We'll be shedding some light on the little secrets she's talking about. All right. Again, we ask you to like and subscribe. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming along to visit, stopping in, keep coming back. Everybody have a great evening. We'll see you. Bye.